I wanted to signal boost somebody who produced a really nice playlist that, will go over a lot of this stuff because Stefan, Spencer Cornelia actually put forward a really great playlist that I think covers a lot of the things that have me pissed off about music these days and about how the music business actually works and operates. I just wanted to say that I was part of the Napster people that, was pirating content. I started doing it like on IRC like before Napster was even a thing, and I did it because I didn't have a lot of money to go around buying CDs. Okay, that was really what it was about when I was a teenager. Today, these days, every now and then I do buy a CD from an artist if I think that they're you know how should I put this? Like the criteria that I would probably use kind of is to see like how popular that artist is. Are they a starving artist? Is that, will that make a dramatic impact for them, basically, in doing this? And how do I cut the middleman out of the process as much as possible so that they get the artist themselves gets as much of the revenue as possible in the purchase? And these are questions that I find myself asking them, on their pages every now and then when I communicate with them, and if because I want to ensure that they get most of the revenue that as possible, and there are as few middlemen as possible in the process, of paying them. And these are all concerns that I have now. And what and I do pirate, content, even still, even now. But the truth of the matter is just that I don't. I guess you could say that I don't, it's mostly because I don't just I've got other goals than, owning a huge CD collection, and a collection of music. Like that's not the only aspiration that I have. And there's only so many things that I can do, and one of the things that this does is it enables me to stretch my budget out further. And so like I'm not contributing a whole lot, but I do every now and then buy a CD, or buy a track from an artist as like a personal thank you to them or something. And the truth of the matter is just that one of the reasons why, and but I do come on here and I talk about those artists as like a shout out to them, you know, because of just to help boost them in any whatever way that I can too. Like I'm angry and upset because of the fact that like I'm well aware of the fact that there are a lot of musicians that are incredibly talented and bring every bit as much as the top 40 tracks to the music market available right here on YouTube. And yet these guys are unrecognized. And one of my one of the big reasons why I hate it is that I've been waking up to how hostile the music business actually is to women in particular. But I really like Keely Hawks, who was behind Transistor from a number of years ago, which was made its way into Cheaters, the movie. You know, um, with Look Who's Perfect Now. So I really like her music, and behind Transistor, and I wouldn't mind linking you in the direction of some of the videos in the underbar to this, but she's just not, you know, all that big, it's just like why didn't this actually turn into something to a much bigger thing than it actually did? Why didn't this song be the hit that it should have been? Like you find yourself asking these questions. Like these people are very talented, and like they deserved the fame and success for having produced it, and yet there just isn't much recognition of their actual work behind these guys, and what they've actually put forward. And I feel somewhat guilty for my own piracy, but a boy has to do what a boy has to do to scratch by, and to achieve all of his ends. And so I have to breathe basically. And I definitely recommend Spencer's content though, because Spencer really like he makes a lot of good recommendations to people, to aspiring musicians and everything. And Spencer talks about just how rigged and pay to play the system actually is. And so it gets me that the top 40 in music is garbage these days and has been garbage for a while. Um, that since everything and the truth of the matter is that there really has been no true fair battle of the bands in the music business. And so the people that are on the top and are the most popular largely bought their way to the top, basically the equivalent of what we sometimes accuse women of doing, which is sleeping with their way to the top, as in fucking their way to the top, but only the fucking here was done with dollars. These guys rigged the game in their favor by paying the radio for spins. And I know that people will say, "But that's payola. Payola is against the law." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, they keep investigating it year after year after year and discovering that it's still happening despite the fact that it's against the law. They have like not been able to kill it off. It's gotten an incredible staying power and sticking power that's incredibly difficult for them to actually kill it off. And the truth of the matter is that like, even if you think that like Spotify is some kind of answer, a lot of those playlists that are on there over on Spotify are manipulated, where there's a playlist that's been constructed, and but that playlist that's been put together has is full of artists that are paying the person that's constructing it to put them on their list and to promote their stuff over like literally anything else. And you know, I if you ever wonder why a song is popular these days, it's because of the fact that it's gotten spins on the radio and it's been promoted and pushed, by the people that control the radio airwaves. And those people that did it literally paid a promoter to go and, to use their relationship with the radio in order to get them to get spins for a song. I mean, the whole thing is a rigged game where there's a rigged outcome in the whole process. And some of the truly undeserving end up on top of all of it just because of the fact that they had pockets deep enough to rig the radio into playing their garbage music on their shit on their channels. And that's just why I don't listen to the FM radio at all anymore. And if I'm in my car and I've forgotten to bring a USB key that's programmed with, like, all the songs that I'd like to listen to in the car, and or, like, somebody takes in the USB key that's usually in the car to reprogram it and forgets to take it back in, I will literally just sit in silence over the listening to the radio because, like, I'm so pissed off at everything that I wanna see Clear Channel act and which is now iHeartRadio, like, literally lose everything. I want to kill the radio entirely. I want them to be forced to close their doors, fire every single person that works for them, and go out of business. Because the one upside of Clear Channel being killed off would be that they would have to sell off their assets. You know, hopefully they end up in some kind of bankruptcy where in order to basically satisfy their creditors, they have to strip their assets down for scrap industrial value and sell it off to, anybody interested in buying it. And then, the government steps in and prevents, literally anybody else from owning more than like one of them so that like literally they have to distribute each and every radio station that they have to a single owner. Nobody gets to own like, to bring the caps back, repeal the Telecommunications Act of 1996, and literally cap ownership at literally no more than one radio station, so that they have to sell them off to a bunch of different owners, and it completely redistributes the music business and takes it out of their hands. That's the world I wanna be in, as opposed to this one, and that's what I wanna see happen. And so, because of the fact that I feel so strongly in this direction, I won't listen to the radio because that conflicts with my goals. I will pick silence over it because to not do so gives them ad revenue, and I don't want them to get one fucking penny from me. I want them to die off. I'm all with leftover cracks. Clear channel. Fuck off. Bill Clinton made the biggest mistake of his presidency in signing the Telecommunications Act of 1996. I will formally call for a full repeal of the bill. Bring back the caps and force them to sell to back into what they were, because the music business has become way too centralized these days. It's been taken over, and it means that if somebody's in the top 40, they likely don't deserve to be there. They didn't do anything. They didn't come out and display talent. They literally just bought plays on the fucking radio. I mean, I know that what I'm saying is going to be like seen as criticism and not as an unfair, but I mean, by somebody that loves the stuff that's on the top 40 these days. But I mean, go watch Spencer's videos. He'll show you all, that I'm not wrong. Music is a pay to play manipulated game these days. Top 40 isn't really all that great, isn't high quality. It's just crap. It's garbage. It's overrated garbage that doesn't deserve the position it's in.